can see and hear me, please. I'll sing until then, so you will let me know. Good morning, everybody. Damn glasses. Hope everybody's doing great. I appreciate you being here. Hello, Neil. Hello, LaShuan Jones and Emerald Coast Bullion and Craig ASG. Wish I could join. Need to be in bed. Oh, I'm sorry, Craig. Hope you're sleeping well right now. Maybe you're counting gold or silver bars in your sleep. Emerald Coast Bullion says, a very good morning from the Emerald Coast. Where's the Emerald Coast? I've heard of it, and I'm just going to be honest. I don't know where it is. If you let me know, I'd appreciate it, Mr. Emerald Coast. LaShuan Jones says, what is your opinion on the NORAD silver coin? I don't have an opinion on that. Hello, Silver Bones. Make sure I'm recording. I'm live. I think we're okay. I think we're here. Let me look that up real quick. My reason for asking about the NORAD coins is because I have a few, and I'm just wondering, what do you believe they are worth? I know they're not American currency, but they are still silver. I don't know what a NORAD silver coin is. Maybe somebody else knows. Neil's a very knowledgeable guy. Silver coin. NORAD silver. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I see them on eBay here. If anybody has an opinion for LaShuan, that would be great. Good morning, Silverbones. Paul Weens, hello from southern Manitoba. So I think the big news this morning was Jerome Powell's speech in Sweden, where he didn't talk about monetary policy or the economy. And I say, be curious what you guys think, but to me, sometimes silence is deafening, or that's probably a bad analogy. Silence, by not saying something, somebody is saying something. Like if your spouse were to say, do you love me? And you don't say anything back, they may not like that. And I would have thought with, so much focus on the economy, on the monetary policy right now, the fact that Jerome didn't talk about it is, I think, maybe a little telling. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but I think there was a risk that the gold and silver price could have been significantly affected, and gold and silver are up a little bit. Neil says an ounce of silver. Yeah, that's true. That, you know what? Silver is silver. At the end of the day, and I have some sovereign coins, and I have some Royal Canadian Mint, like 10-ounce bars, which have a big premium. But at the end of the day, to me, the metal is the metal, and the value, it's not so much the price, it's the value. And I think it's, important to realize, like right now, a head of lettuce around here is $5 a head. I was just telling Susie, my wife, my daughters like smoothies. I make banana strawberry smoothies, and I love bananas. Bananas are reasonably priced, at least I think they are, unless they're fooling me. I usually eat a banana every day. Now I'm just remembering, I haven't eaten my daily banana. They say that if you eat a banana, it helps with, number one, it's healthy, and then number two, it helps with digestion and stress and anxiety. And I'm a person who can be kind of tightly wound at times. The other thing I like about bananas is the fact that monkeys and gorillas like them, and I happen to believe that I evolved from monkeys and gorillas over millions of years, but I digress. My daughters like banana strawberry smoothies, and they're easy to make in the blender. When they went to school yesterday, I said, I'll make a smoothie. I went to the grocery store, and I usually go to Aldi, which is like the German-owned discount grocery store around here. I think they own Lidl in Europe, bunch there. Anyway, it's the best value grocery store by far around, good quality stuff. But there's another grocery store closer. I went in, and their prices are usually pretty good. $8 for a little carton of strawberries. I about fell out of the grocery cart. I was sitting in the kids section. I was like, what? I'm not paying $8. So I bought frozen strawberries. So I ask you this question. Is 3 little cartons of strawberries worth an ounce of silver? No. It's the value of the silver. And, like when I can buy 500 cartons or 100 or whatever with an ounce of silver, I might consider. I really went on there. I'm sorry, guys. Hello from Texas. Hello, James. Barry Hill, Mr. Barry Hill. Glad you're here. Herculing is from Texas. I love Texas. Mike's Big Epiphany. Hey, Mike. I just got a great deal on 2023 American Silver Eagles pre-order. Great deal of Buffalo rounds, too, on SD Bullion. That's a trend that I've been noticing. I'm not making any recommendations for anyone because I'm not sponsored by anyone. But SD Bullion, for an online retailer, my general perception following this market now for years is that they have, it's a good balance of price and value. So I'm saying something positive about SD Bullion. Neil says it will be a hard time to find someone that wants an ounce of silver for more than the price of silver. Good point, Neil. Thomas Larson says, good morning. Well, good morning, Thomas. The Wizard of Oz in his usual smoke and mirrors, deflecting the real issues. Yeah, that's going back to this big speech, and I missed it. I apologize. I made a video on Monday saying the big news story of the week will be the CPI numbers, and I guess maybe now I'm right, but I missed the whole fact that Powell was doing this big speech this morning. I'm not perfect, and it wound up being kind of a nothing burger, but maybe it's a huge burger because, again, maybe the fact that he didn't say anything is actually saying something. Like if I ask you, do you guys like my YouTube channel? Or I ask a friend, which I don't, because we are such a small segment of the population, the people that understand silver, gold, the precious metals, understand the Federal Reserve and all that stuff that we understand. I don't even talk about this with them. Susie, my wife, who's involved with the channel, she's learning more and more, so we'll talk about it a little bit. But most people, you talk to them and you get this glazed look in their eye. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm talking too much. Let me see what you have to say. The Wizard of Oz. Count your ounces, not your currency. Yeah, I like that's another way to say it. Scott W. Neil, buy silver and platinum. Ron, shh. I guess he wants me to be quiet. Well, platinum was the best performing. Nice, Neil. I did not know that. I didn't know that platinum outperformed gold and silver. St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Jerry, welcome. I want to come visit you. I love Michigan. I want to come visit you in July or August when it's 120 degrees in St. Louis and nice, cool, non-humid weather in Michigan. Don't ever come to St. Louis in July or August. James is in Cincinnati, home of the Beast roller coaster, my favorite roller coaster of all time. I love roller coasters. Maybe that's why I like owning gold and silver. But I love riding roller coaster. Pre-orders are good. Mr. Frastino Rocha III, SD Bullion, is my go-to. Awesome. Yeah, Pippi had a good birthday. She's passed out on the carpet right now. Let me go real quick and see if I can get her so she can say hi. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I'm coming back. Oh, Pippi's gone. Susie, do you know where Pippi is? No. We don't know where Pippi... Oh, I know where Pippi... I just saw her. I'll be right back. Here I am. I'm back. Here's Pippi. Yesterday was her birthday. A lot of people wished her happy birthday. This is Pippi the silver cat. Look at the camera, Pip. She's a good girl. And when we got her, she was brown, but I talked about silver so much, she turned silver. She's about 80% silver now. She's not happy with me. I woke her up. Yes, Mary, Pippi had a good birthday. Yes. Dubai. Wow, Ron the Great. I want to go to Dubai. Maybe if gold and silver, do really well in the mining stocks, you never know. I might have the money. I'm going to go on a world tour, which will be in probably a cheap RV when my daughters go off to high school in 8 years to visit all you guys. But maybe by then, you never know. Private jet. Anyway, they overinflated the job numbers. Yeah, Frostino. Somebody brought up a great point. Joe Biden's done such a great job. Jobs, yeah, he's done such an awesome job. He hired 87,000 IRS agents, and then somebody else brought up a great point. One of the viewers that, what about the 6 million illegal aliens that came into the country? Are they? Do they consider them to have jobs just when they arrive here? Nick the Ice Pick Rigatoni. Nick, welcome. I don't think I've met you before. Nick the Ice Pick Rigatoni. Susie likes Atomic Wedgie. That had traditionally been the best username, but Nick, you know what, Nick? You get the username of the day award. Just took delivery of a half-ounce Noah's Ark. Wow. Yeah, those are pretty coins. Power's full of unicorn fart dust. Yes. I was thinking this morning the Federal Reserve is the unicorn fart dust factory. That's where it all originates. Would be nice to get paid in silver. You never know. That could happen. Looking forward to the day where rents can be collected in silver. Yes. Hello from France, Mr. Steph Dub. I have a Frenchman. I do not speak French. I speak a little Spanish, and I've never been to France. But again, maybe when I go to Dubai, I'll stop by France and see you. You're welcome in our basement. Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, I only feel comfortable in basements, so we'll have to see if we can work that out. Good old Pippi. Yeah, she's a good girl. She's a good cat. Just got me a half-ounce gold proof Libertad silver bones free market. Where is best place to redeem silver bullion? I'll be honest with you. I have never sold my silver bullion. The best place to sell your silver bullion is the place where you're going to get the highest price. So I always would recommend, if you're going to sell some, shop around. It's like if you have, let's say your uncle passes away and leaves you his car and his will, and you want to sell it, and you don't want to sell it yourself on Facebook Marketplace or whatever, so you think, I'm going to go bring it to some used car dealers and see what they'll give me. You'd go to several, and I hate to use that analogy, but really with coins, that's what you want to do. Pippi, are you in Peter Schiff or Michael Burry camp as it relates to deflation? I don't think we'll see deflation. I don't think that the Federal Reserve will allow for deflation to occur. That would implode the system. There are some basic fundamental mathematical facts that unfortunately the Fed has to deal with in the U.S. government, and deflation doesn't work. The system barely works now with inflation, and that's really what they've been doing. They're full of unicorn fart dust when they talk about the fight on inflation. They like inflation. They're trying to inflate debt away. So we could talk about this the rest of the day, but no, I don't think we're going to have deflation. Maybe like a quick hit, but and I could be wrong. Hey, I will come to Dubai someday, my friend. Good morning, Jim Telepaw. I feel like I know you, Jim Telepaw. Good to see you, my friend. James Berryhill's laughing. That's always good to laugh. Unicorn farther dust equals Bitcoin. Yeah. Well, I got in trouble for saying that. So Bitcoin's not unicorn fart dust, okay? There is a little difference between Bitcoin and all the other cryptocurrencies. But Bitcoin is still the unicorn, and unicorns aren't real either. The fart dust that comes out of the unicorn would be all the other 22,000 cryptocurrencies. Utah, awesome, my friend. Mr. Wynn, welcome. And it's my mafia name, Nick the Ice Pick. We aren't going to mess with Nick. If he's on the south side of Chicago or somewhere in New York City, we're not going to mess with you, Nick. Nick, he's the enforcer. Do you think the NORAD coin could be used for bartering? Well, I think any silver coin can be used for bartering. So yes, absolutely. I bought a couple Morgan silver dollars from the late 1800s, junk. I think they were a VG. They're really in good shape. They were like $30. For Christmas, Susie gave them to me. Anything silver can be used for barter. Do you think LaChuan says North Korea? Yes. Mike's Big Epiphany. The best place to sell your silver is where you bought it. Yeah, for me, Scotsman here in St. Louis, I've never sold anything back to them, but they publish a sheet for all their different products that shows what they buy it for and what they'll sell it to you for. Okay. Thank you, Mike. MC says, a global recession is surely to bring the price of gold and silver down. As the dollar loses value, however, stay up. I do believe that $32 trillion in debt will make a lot of gold investors rich. Yeah, $32 trillion in debt, and then what, another trillion or two deficit this year? And all that debt, guys, most all of it, a big majority of it, is needing to be rolled over in the coming 1, 3, 4, 5 years. It's not like we've got $30 trillion in debt at 2% for 30 years. All of it has to be refinanced, and the rates are much, much higher. The math just doesn't work out. I heard a saying 10 years ago that stuck with me, and that was, mathematics show no forgiveness on the altar of truth, right? You can't manipulate, Mother Nature always wins. Free Market says, do banks buy bullion from stackers like me? I don't think most banks in the United States. Yeah, Neil says no. I agree with Neil. Preston Brady and Neil are having a little hello fest with each other. Please, everyone, smash the like. Oh, thank you, Mary. Yeah, you can hit like buttons. That'd be awesome. I don't beg you guys for much. I have been kind of throwing in plugs for products. I've avoided sponsorships, and I've been given a ton, all different levels of opportunities to be sponsored, nothing that I really believed in. And there's some companies, like I'd like to be sponsored by First Mining Gold. I'd like to be sponsored by Fortuna. I'd like to be sponsored by Brixton. I'd like to be sponsored by Equinox. Even America's Gold and Silver, even those are companies I own stock in. So I would... and I believe in, obviously, so I would take a sponsorship from them. I've had several other opportunities to make promotional videos about other silver and gold companies, and I did investigate the companies a little bit, and I'm like, you know what, I wouldn't invest in these companies, so I'm not going to make a promotional video about the company. I've always loved to make little how-to videos and product review videos, so I did open an Amazon affiliates account where, I made a video and I mentioned my Bun coffee maker, which I do genuinely love. I'm drinking that coffee here right now, and this is not a sales pitch. Don't worry, I'm going to shut up soon. But it's called an affiliate link, which means if people hear about the Bun coffee maker through me and they click on that link that I have, then they don't pay any more for the Bun coffee maker, but I get a little 1 or 2 or 3% commission, something like that. It's called affiliate marketing, and I've always liked to share things that I love. I like to do my own pesticide bug spray. I'm gonna make a video about that. I'm all kinds of weird stuff. Back to gold and silver. All right, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Uh-oh. Okay. S-Win says, I tried to buy silver while I was in Mexico. Oh, interesting. Nick the Ice Pick. Oh, he's in Jersey. Yeah, don't mess with Nick. XLM has a contract with the U.S. government. It's not a crypto. Interesting. Coinbase locked me out and I can't buy or sell. Unfortunate what's happened in the crypto world. My Coinbase was hacked over 1 year ago and they told me to get screwed. Yeah. I looked at Bitcoin, guys, when it was $10, okay? Honest to God, my daughters were babies. And if I would have bought it, I would have bought it through a place called Mt. Gox, which wound up getting hacked. And I always say, if I'd bought it for $10 anyway and it didn't get hacked, I would have sold it for $20. So, anyway, your skills will be a good barter. Yes, that's a great point, Neil. Do you think the no-rag coin is a good investment? I don't think I think it's fine. I mean, if you're... based on how close to spot you're paying for them, yes. My coins are still there, I guess. Just can't do anything with them. They stole a few $1,000s. Interesting. Coinbase, I think you're talking about. Silver is silver. Right, Neil. There are already quadrillions in derivatives. So, Patrick, hello, Patrick. When the house of cards comes down, yeah, right. We forget about that when we talk about all this debt and all this whatever. Oh, there's this other like quadrillions of dollars worth of derivative, which are derivatives are mostly what we're talking about are the big financial institutions have like agreements with each other where they insure each other. It's like it's in the quadrillions. And Warren Buffett has called it like nuclear weapon of the financial world. Frostino, they may try to go negative like Uric did. Yeah, they could. Donald Radisovich. Hi, Ron from Colorado. Hey, buddy. Live Peoria, Illinois. You lived in Peoria, been to St. Louis many times. Was on the log flume. Yeah, I have a lot of my videos. I have a little clip of my daughter Lily on the log flume. What a great ride, you know? I love things that stand the test of time. The log flume is a common amusement park ride. Most of them, I think, were built by Arrow Rides, and like the one here in St. Louis was built in 1970 and still going strong. And there's never a big line. And you know, the older I get, I love roller coasters, but log flumes are fun. I started my channel, Preston, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. I got serious with it around mid-February of last year, so I've been at this for about 10-11 months. And I try to put out a video every day. It was like a commitment I made. Like, I'm going to put out a video every day, and I knew that I would get burnt out. I knew I would get bored. I knew I would get, but that I wanted to consistently connect with people and make a video every day. And you guys have made it awesome. I'm going to do my thank you for all your support over the last year. Hey, Ron, could we get a video on the best mining stocks? Well, I wish I knew what the best mining stocks were. Cobalt, zinc, nickel, uranium. I am I am what I am right now. I am a silver and gold guy, and I've really been just laser focused in on those companies I mentioned earlier. But as I broaden my horizon, and it'll happen, right? Nothing's forever. I'll talk about the stocks that I'm liking. Trapper Bob the Patriot says, I'm about done buying silver, not doing much of anything. Yeah, I don't know if you mean the price or that you're not doing much of anything, but unless my YouTube channel takes off to the moon, most of my dry powder has been spent. Some people have this, will say, oh, you want the price of silver to go down so you can buy more, and I understand that. I'm pretty set with my level of metals right now, so I'm not necessarily, I like it when the price goes up, but I understand why some people want it to go down so they can buy more. Mike's Big Epiphany, Ron says $25 spot. Yes, I did say that. I also said I'm always wrong, or often wrong. We'll see. We'll see. And Thursday's going to be real interesting when these inflation numbers come up. Yes, Rifki, this is recorded. If you go to Ron's Basement channel and click on live streams, you'll be able to watch this. Daisy, hello, Daisy SK, welcome. Boy, I'm having a hard time keeping up with all the great comments. Getting rid of cash is like declaring economic war, Mike says. Ron, my prediction was right. Silver 20. Yep, you were right, Rifki. Gold and silver ratio is up again. Do you think the CB? Yes, I do think the CBDCs will be successful. I'm not saying I like them, and I think they'll help the price of gold and silver. I'm hearing people say this. I've heard several now, what I would say smart people say, that there probably will be a crisis of some sorts. The CBDC, central bank digital currencies, will be rolled out, and that like some debts will be transferred and other debts will be left in the old dollars. This is a new kind of theory I'm hearing. I don't know that as individuals we're going to want to be holding too many of the old dollars. And damn, I got in late. Oh, that's okay. This is recorded. Silver Miner. He likes AGMRF. Look at Eagle buybacks, total joke. Look at 90% total joke. All the huge premiums are gone. Interesting. I've heard premiums are dropping. I'm holding new purchases for $90. I want to see what happens. MC. Thank you for your feedback concerning the NORAD. You're welcome. Days, better late than never. You're here. And what do you think of the impact of changing our currency to gold-backed will have on the price of silver? Well, I don't think that they're going to change. They could the dollar to being gold-backed. If the Eastern countries do that, that's going to help the price of gold. And pretty much anything that's really good for the price of gold is going to be really good for the price of silver. No doubt about it. I'm long the markets, S&P, Russell going to a lot higher. Gold to silver ratio, Neil. Gosh, it's already been a half hour. Let me see a couple things I wanted to. I couldn't even get a chance to talk about the things I wanted to touch on. You guys have such great comments. Credit card debt, all-time highs. Interest rates on credit cards right now, all-time highs. What does that tell us? People are using their credit cards to survive, right? What does that tell us going into next year? Interest charged on those credit card balances will be at all-time highs. People are tapped out. Savings are down. I don't think it looks really optimistic for next year from a consumer perspective. China's still buying all the darn gold, like all of it. Got the big CPI number Thursday. That's going to be, I think, really impactful to the markets and to the price of gold and silver. And people ask me a lot about confiscation. Do I think I don't really think. I think it's definitely possible that the government could confiscate gold and silver again, like they did in the 1930s. Well, I don't think they confiscated silver, but just gold. I don't think it's going to happen. I think, the CBDC is more likely, and most of the commentary I hear in that regard is that will be very, very good for the price of gold. And I could see that. I could see even just like coins. There's going to be a window where even just general coins are going to do very well because they're going to be gone, right? Unless the government says you need to turn in all your coins because we need the minerals to help, the copper to help, facilitate the green energy, blah, blah, blah. This is my Missouri Tervis tumbler cup. Drinking some coffee that's out of a fine Bun coffee maker. Somewhere there's a link where you can buy a Bun coffee maker. I'm telling you, the Bun coffee maker is awesome. It's like has its own internal hot water tank. And, you pour water in and it immediately makes a pot of coffee. And it really is what the professionals use. St. Louis was the coffee roasting capital of the world. I actually owned a little coffee company. It's been 12, 15 years ago. King Louis Coffee. I had a Honda Fit red, brand new bright red Honda Fit with a giant coffee cup on top of it. Maybe I'll see if I can find a picture of that and put it on the community tab on the YouTube page. It was pretty funny. And then I had a fog machine I'd put in there and an electricity inverter. So I had a button in the car I could press, and the fog machine would make fog, and it made it look like steam was coming out of this big giant coffee cup that was on top of my car. Basement dwellers! That's right, we are basement dwellers. Shadow work. Thanks, Jim. I'm glad to see FSM is going up. I believe in Fortuna. Could be wrong. Let's see what else we got here. Ron, I want to ask something. Which one's the most enemy of silver and gold recently? Well, the U.S. dollar or the bond. I guess somewhat, in my opinion, and I'm not, look, I'll give you my opinion. They're somewhat the same. Probably the bond. The bond market is so much more bigger than the stock market even, and the interest rates, which is really determined by the bond market, has a big effect on the value of the dollar. So I would say the bond market, but they're very interconnected. So really, I guess almost what I'm saying is they're almost one and the same in terms of impact. Shadow work. The Chinese have tried to I'm sorry, sometimes these comments like fly off the screen. The Chinese have tried to make a metal that conducts as well as silver for use in cars, but they failed. I did not know that. Thank you. That's a good question. Will credit card debt be transferred to central bank digital currency? Probably, right? Because they don't usually do things that benefit the average consumer. Right. Will credit card debt be, if the CBDC does come into existence, which it looks like it will, and will they have some debts remain in old dollars and some be transferred to new dollars? What I've heard is that they're going to leave all the government bonds and all that debt the government owns in old dollars, which are going to become worth a lot less. And they'll transfer debt like mortgage debt, maybe credit card debt, to the new currency, because that's what the big banks and the big powerful interests want to have happen. I wouldn't think, and I wouldn't suspect that there's going to be a lot of big benefit for the average guy. You know, I don't know a lot about Bixweir. I've watched a few of his videos, and I think he's a fine guy. I think I said this last week. I think he's the same, maybe the guy who thinks there's a bunch of gold in the Grand Canyon, which I've never been able to find out anything about. Rifki, cool. I hope I can live there and taste the best coffee. Yes, I do too. Do you think America's buying gold like China and Russia are? No, I do not. The East is acquiring, and India, by the way, don't forget, India's buying, now the year's over. I'd be curious to see what the final numbers are, but they're saying 350 million ounces of silver last year. Junk silver is my favorite, my recent favorite too. According to the Nasara, credit card debt, car loans, mortgages will be wiped. Oh. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting, Mary. Maybe I need to go get... I don't have any debt. I think people will not be crazy about that. Those carrying heavy debt will not financially survive. You're okay, Silver Mojo. I'm glad you're here. Rifki Dizzle, yeah, I think so. Thanks for your opinion. 11022. Oh, is that what I put down as the date or something? I probably screwed that up. It usually takes me about half a year to realize it's a year later. Hey, Ron, max all the credit and get silver now. Huh? Yeah, that's a risk, man. I personally wouldn't do that, but, you know, especially with credit card rates around 20%. That adds up quick. I did a calculation. $10,000 becomes $25,000 in 5 years at 10% interest. Do you think it's worth buying physical copper? I've kind of very little toyed around with that idea. I think the premiums, what I found, were really high to buy copper. Bix is a character. Check out the Time magazine article to find the full story. Oh, interesting. I will do that. 10-year Treasury wire. Okay. Who is your go-to guy in terms of precious metals expertise? I'll end with that. I don't know that I have like a go-to guy. You know, I like Chris Marcus from Arcadia Economics. I'll listen to what's the Gold Silver Pros guy. I listen to a lot of people and then form my own opinion. I'm buying platinum and silver as well, Shadow Work says. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this one up. I will be back here next Tuesday. Thank you for being here. Thanks for your support of the channel. Thanks for your comments today. Until next time, be well. But again, you know, I think it's really cool that we can get together every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And yeah, someday I am going to go on a tour, and I'm going to look forward to meeting you guys in person. Have a great day, okay? Talk to you soon.